Hey everybody, welcome back to another grilling video, and today we are doing a flat top classic. We've got the Blackstone right here, and we're going to be making smash burgers. I know you've probably seen other people make smash burgers, but man, using ground chuck, they are phenomenal. We'll be adding some seriously sharp cheddar cheese, a little bit of onions, a little bit of mushrooms sauteed up. They're going to be absolutely phenomenal on these delicious little slider buns, just a bit toasted. So let me show you how we go ahead and put them together. They're really easy, and you'll definitely want to try this one. All right, let's talk ingredients here. There's a ton of ways you can season this up, but we're using a ground chuck. You want to use a good quality beef. This is 80-20. I like that mixture for burgers. We have some salt, a little bit of pepper, and we're going to be using a little bit of this honey and heat. Use your favorite seasoning, whatever you happen to want. We will be adding some blue cheese crumbles on them for my wife. She loves the blue cheese crumbles with mushroom. I have the seriously sharp cheddar here, a sweet Vidalia onion or a 1015 onion, and I have some mushrooms. We'll go ahead and get these sauteed up. Also have some buns along with our butter, and that will do when the time comes. But let me go ahead and start prepping all the sides so we can get those on the Blackstone while we start making the burger balls. I'm just going to put that in there and cover it up, let it stay nice and cool. By the way, we have a scale. When we make our burgers, I like to weigh the meat. I want to get them the same size. So let me just go ahead and get this trimmed up. We're going to chop these up really thin. I like them to do them really thin because I think it leaves a really good bite and flavor on the burgers. If they're too thick, it overpowers the small sliders. Get these on our little pan here. We're just going to get some of these mushrooms. These are already sliced. I'm going to chop them up a little bit because honestly, we're not wanting very big pieces here. Just a rough chop will be good because they'll shrink a little bit on this Blackstone. So I've got my mushrooms and onions here. We'll go ahead and move this over to the Blackstone. We'll get these kicked on before we start mixing up our beef mix for the burgers themselves. All right, I've got the Blackstone on low to medium. It's probably at about the 730 or so position if you're looking at it like a clock face. I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit of oil here in two different spots because I want to keep the mushrooms and the onions separate. Let's just go ahead and get these tossed on here. The onions right over here. I'm going to break these up because I want them to be thin little rings and slices, not big chunks. All right, we'll just let these go for a little bit while we start mixing up the burgers. All right, while the onions and the mushrooms are sauteing, Whitney's going to start mixing up the ground chuck. We've got pepper, salt, and a little bit of seasoning. Use whatever seasoning you like. You gonna mix it all up?
Yep.
I'll start slicing cheese for when they're getting close to being done.
We're going to do some pinches of salt. We're going to ground some pepper.
All the while, the people a block away are running their hot rod, and all I keep hearing is it rev. Actually, I'm looking at it. I'm not sure it's a hot rod. They're running something over there.
I think it's behind that truck. I like things seasoned.
Season it however you want. So we've got a little time here. I'm going to start to just butter these rolls so that when we're ready, we can pop them right onto the griddle. Just get them a little toasted. All right, we've got those ready to go when we want to pop those on the griddle. If you don't have one of these butter bells, they're pretty cool. Keep it room temperature on your counter and you can use it at any point in time. Though if you keep it outside in this little crock and there's sun shining, it will eventually melt and fall into the bottom of it. Ask me how I know.
To ask if that's what happened.
Yes, precisely what happened. All right, while you're continuing to mix that, I'm going to just flip over the onions and mushrooms. All right, I'm going to take these mushrooms off, but leave the onions on a little longer. All right, mushrooms are off, onions are almost ready, buns are prepped, cheese sliced, and you're going to make the patties. Now, they are smash burgers, right? So we start with a giant meatball-looking thing, and we smash it down with a hot cast iron press, which I have over the burner.
That was almost perfect. 2?
No, 2.5. Mm-hmm. Almost perfect.
Close enough.
I like to throw them back and forth in my hand this way, and if you want, you can roll them. That's another way to do it. But you definitely want to have them packed. You guys hear that motorcycle? He's going around the block because he's going up and down the street on the other side of the canal, and I just heard him in front of the house now. It looks like an old Honda Nighthawk or something. It's probably an early 80s model. Kind of a classic. I guess they've been working on it.
This one's gonna have to be a little bit bigger because that's all that I have left.
Okay. Give me a little pinch of that, and then I'll put it in this one. Thank you. You trying to copy me? Is that what you're doing? So if your onions start looking a little bit dry when they're on the griddle, the nice thing you can do is just add a little bit of water and mix them up, and it kind of brings some of that moisture back into them. I'm going to do that real quick, and then we'll take these off and put them right on our plate. These will be ready as a topping for the burgers. All right, so we've got a little bit of oil on the griddle. I went ahead and put some oil on the back side of our press. That's our smasher, as in the smash burger. And I have this burner on low over here. I have these two on low medium. We're gonna take our first smash burger and we're just gonna drop the ball right on there. We just wanna let it sit for about 45 seconds to 1 minute before we press it. All right, so you can see we have a little bit of browning on the bottom here, and we're just gonna take our press, and I like to do it with the lines aiming at me, so if it sticks, I can use a spatula to get it. We're just gonna press down for about 15 seconds, and it's important we hold it for 15. We actually want it to brown just a little bit on the top, otherwise it's gonna stick real bad. And I just said that it'll probably make me a liar as I go to pull this off of here. There you go. And we're just gonna sprinkle a little bit of salt on it. These do not take long to cook. About a minute and a half on each side is all it's gonna take. All right, we have these juices flowing like this on the top. That's my sign it's time to go ahead and flip it. We'll go ahead and get that flipped over. We'll let the next side caramelize a little bit. I'm just gonna drop this bun. Remember, these are buttered on the bottom. We're gonna pop those right there. All right, we're just gonna put a little bit of cheese on here. Check these. Looking pretty good. Just gonna dome this for a second. Let that cheese melt. All right, take our dome off of there. Our cheese is nice and melted. Buns look perfect. We're gonna drop that right there on top of it. And I like to pick this up, place the burger right down on top of it, and then plate it. There you go.
That's a cool microphone.
Yep.
What kind is it?
Ceramic, I think.
Where'd you get it?
From Amazon.
Oh.
Where I buy everything.
All right, guys. Here we're gonna taste test with Keither today. Bonjour. Bonjour
Cheers.
is
Cheers.
Yeah, that too. Beep 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 beep. We doing bonjour?
Yeah, sure, go.
That's really good.
That's pretty darn good. I see one downside of all this. There's only 5 left, so what do you think? Just yes?
Can you mention the fact that this is my second one?
Yeah.
And we had to retake this?
Yeah.
It's really good.
Somebody jumped the gun on our taste test, so we had to redo part of it.
No, we started. We did.
You did.
When we said cheers.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you next week on another grilling video.
Bye.
Safe and happy grilling.
Now we got 6 meaty balls.
I cut the cheese.
You and them children don't like seasoned in your food.
I like seasoning. I just got to the point where I'm used to doing it the way they eat it.
You should be shifting.
We were wrong. Not a hot rod, a motorcycle.
We're gonna do some meaty balls.
The balls need to be bigger.
Now we got 6 meaty balls.
Now, if you
What'd
do
you
some on
say?
the griddle and it gets a little dry, you can always just add a little bit of water to it.
Go tell him he's gonna have to re-record that. Hey,
Yeah,
you're gonna have to re-record what you said because I was yelling at you.
I said don't say anything. Did you not hear me?
No, I didn't.
Bring me out a small plate. I touched the griddle. It's fucking hot. Yep. We were gonna taste test it together. Can you wait and do it all together? You gotta
No,
step up
it's in
here.
his mouth.
I know. Step up here with that right there.